Okay, so it's already 5 after, so I'm going to go ahead and get started so we can respect your guys' time. So I would like to introduce Director Janet Hathaway from, what is it? I know you're in the Milwaukee area. What city are you from, Janet?
I'm in Thiensville. That's in the middle.
Gotcha. So she has been doing table for a while. Some of you that were at conference might have seen her speak at the training already. So I thought it would be awesome if we could get some tips and tricks from her, and she kind of tell us what her journey with table has been this last, probably how long have you been in it now? How long was it? Like 6 months, 8 months, something like that?
Yeah, I started in there towards the middle of November.
Okay.
And so I have been doing all my virtual parties strictly on table. I don't use Facebook anymore for my virtual parties at all. And the reason that I approached it that way is I thought, this is our future, so I may as well just jump in, and learn what I need to do now, so I can just keep things rolling. And I'm so glad that I did, most definitely.
Awesome. So you can go ahead and take it away. You can, of course, give us a little bit of info about you so the girls know. Some of you guys might recognize Janet. She is in our upper organization under Pam Stokowski. So under our national executive. You're an actual personal recruit of Pam's, right?
No, I was actually a recruit of Karen Cusick's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Karen is no longer a director, and so then I fell under Pam.
You rolled up to Pam, right? So
right.
Okay, we'll still have it. I'm just going to keep watching the waiting room and keep letting people in that pop in. So go ahead and take it away, Janet. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, and just so you guys are aware, I've actually been with Pampered Chef 23 years. And so, like I said, there have been lots of changes since I have started. And you just have to roll with the punches. And I know sometimes change can be difficult, but you just have to step in and do it anyways. So I don't know if you are afraid of table or if you're excited about it or a little bit of both, that fear and that excited anticipation. And I would recommend jump in and do it. And keep in mind that you do not, number one, table is not going to be mandatory. So you don't have to do your parties on table, but there is that option because, Facebook is getting finicky all the time. And I had issues with Facebook. I was thrown in Facebook jail a couple times, and who knows for what reason, they never let you know. And so I just thought, what, I'm sick of it. I'm just going to jump in with table. But like I said, you don't have to use table, or you can, and you can still use Facebook as well too. Maybe you want to do some parties on table, you want to do some on Facebook, or you can kind of do them joint together. So it's totally up to you. And the recommendations that I would have for you is, first of all, if you have not done so already, take the DASH training. That is the very first step that you should be doing for everyone on August 17th. And so once you have that availability to get on table, go ahead and do so. And they have trainings right on there as well too. Once you go on there, I believe it's called topic tips. And in there are videos, and it will walk you through each step as far as how to do things, so how to go ahead and invite your guests, how to do host coaching, how to do a video chat, all of that. So take advantage of those trainings on there because, like I said, it walks you through step by step what to do. There's also going to be a webinar that's offered on the 18th and I believe on the 25th as well too. So make sure you jump on one of those. And don't get frustrated. Take it little steps at a time. Keep in mind, it is not Facebook, that you're not going to have the same interaction that you do on Facebook. And that's okay. It's different. Number one, some people might be like, well, this isn't Facebook, what to do? And like I said, you're not going to have people interacting like you would on Facebook, to your posts that you put on there. And some people might, but a lot of people might not. And that's okay. And the way that I look at it is that if they're not interacting, but they are placing orders, go for it. you know, and most of the interaction that you're going to get is the personal interaction with them. So I recommend, and, you know, I did the host coaching segment, you know, at conference, is that be in touch with your hostesses, and they are key. And so you want to make sure that they are involved in the party. And a lot of it for them will be reminders. You know, they need to remind their guests to pop into the party and check it out. Because, you know, so many people have good intentions. I mean, I bet everyone here on the call today had someone invited you to a party, you had really good intentions, maybe you were going to place an order and you forgot. You know, it happens to everyone. And so that's why these little reminders that the hosts will do throughout the week, that really is key. And especially, you know, towards the end of the week, remind them again, hey, you know, it's 2 days left of the party. You really need to do those personal reminders, you know, that the party's closing, you know, check it out, go place your orders. That will help tremendously. So host coaching truly is key, and be in contact with your hostesses every day. Okay.
So Janet, do you have like kind of like outline? I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
I was just going to say, do you have like an outline like you kind of follow for your host coaching like we typically do for virtual parties on Facebook? Or is it?
It's one that I created myself.
Okay.
You know, and it's just, you know, and most of it was, you know, same as with, you know, parties on Facebook, but you just tweak it,
Sure.
you know, to the table. Okay. You know, because obviously when you're host coaching with your hostesses on Facebook, you're still in contact with them every day, right? You know, giving them little reminders what to do, you know, interact in the party, you know, and some of it is interacting in the party and some of it is personally reaching out. And so what I will even recommend for my hostesses is that if you are on Facebook, you know, by all means, post on your wall, hey, I'm having a virtual party, a Pampered Chef virtual party. It's not on Facebook. Here is the link to get in, you know, and that's the table link. And so that way, you know, they're putting it there. But number one is that you want them to personally invite people. You know, just like on Facebook, you know, you can, you know, put people in your group and add them to it. And how many people just totally ignore it? I know I'm the type of person too. It's like, I want to be personally invited. You know, if you're just going to add me there, it's like, I don't know if I really want to participate or not. So that personal invitation is key. You know, whether it is sending them a text or sending them an email or a personal message, or even personally contacting them, you know, with a phone call, you know, the old fashioned way, you know, that is where you truly are going to get more involvement that way. So, but again, you can still use Facebook. And like I said, I tell them too, you're going to reach out to more people, you know, if you do post it on your Facebook wall as well, too, letting them know it is not Facebook though. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Also too, I do recommend when you get onto table, create a test party for yourself. And so that it's going to give you practice. Now, Pampered Chef will give you some outlines that you can use. So, I mean, you can just go ahead, plunk it into your party, but you can also make your own posts as well too. And so when Pampered Chef has an outline, keep in mind, if you're using Post My Party or SynthShare, and you know how you can go ahead, schedule your posts at different times and so forth, the outline that they give you, it's going to be like one outline is considered like one day. Okay. And when you are posting your outline, I really recommend post it in the morning. And all those, if you have like 9 posts that you want, they will all go in at the same time with that outline. And the nice thing is at 1 o'clock, then table will send out an email to everyone who has joined the party, just as a reminder, hey, jump back in the party. You know, there have been posts that have been added. Now, if someone gives you their phone number, their cell phone number, you can actually text them personally. And also what I do recommend when they put their phone number in there, always do a welcome, you know, welcome them to the party. You know, if they give me their sorry for the dog barking. If they give me their phone number, I will text them and let them know, hey, you know, welcome to the party. I'm so glad you joined. You know, please make sure that you pop back in the party daily, you know, to check out new things that I'm adding. You know, same thing. If they don't give me their text, their cell phone number, I will email them that message as well too. because you want that personal connection. And I'll even ask them in that initial welcome that I give them, are you familiar with Pampered Chef? If so, do you have a favorite product? Because you want them to respond, because that's how you're growing that connection as well too. So do that, do those welcomes. But yeah, as I said with the outline, go ahead, post it in the morning. So then they get that reminder, about 1 o'clock every day. As long as you post something that day, they will send out that reminder for you. But that is just the email reminder. If you want the text reminder to go out, you can personally send a text out, but they will also have options on there that you can send out a text to everyone. And the options that they have, it's just a basic, general, generic reminder to check back in the party. Or if it's a shared rewards party, it's going to say, a new level has been reached, or you can send a text on the last day, just a reminder, party's closing, something like that. And that way it hits everyone at once, and that comes through table. But you have to manually hit that button to send those texts out. The emails will automatically go out. But like I said, you can also throughout the week, send your personal texts as well too. Connie, you have a question?
Is table user friendly or it is? Okay. It's pretty elementary. Like you can just if we go to this topic tips, it will be pretty obvious there. Okay.
It walks you through everything. And I mean, just like anything, any changes, you might be going, oh my gosh, how do I do this? But that's with anything that's new. And like I said, just take it step by step, and don't feel like you have to learn it all in one day. Do the videos just like on Dash. They're short videos, so you can do 1 or 2 a day. You're not expected to do all the trainings on Dash in one day. You can if you want, but how much are you going to actually retain then? Right. So just kind of walk your way through it. And the outline that they are going to have available for you as of the 17th, it is going to be with the new products. And so that way you have a couple weeks, if you first want to, jump into the new selling season by using table, I think that's perfect. It gives you those 2 weeks to do some training, setting up, a test party for yourself so you can see how it looks, how is it going to post for me like that. Another tip that I have, and this is what I do, and again, you can do it however you want, but what I do, I have the majority of my posts in the party at the very beginning before the host will even start inviting, because that way, even if they go into the party just one time, they will see all those product posts and everything. And of course, I do have, like some recruiting in there, booking, things like that as well too. And then every day I am only adding 2 to 3 posts in a day. And so those 2 to 3 posts I have in an outline. So they will all post at once. So I'll schedule it to post 8 o'clock in the morning. And so that way, if they're on early in the morning, they'll see it. Or if they get that reminder at 1 o'clock, they will see all the posts. So you're not posting one at 8, 10, 12, 3, 6, whatever, because if you post them later in the day, when that reminder goes out, if they're going in at that time, they're not going to see your later post that day unless they actually physically go in themselves, to check it out. So I really recommend have your posts go in the morning. Another question.
Sorry.
No.
I'm really excited about this product. So let's, I use SendShare. So when I'm in Facebook, so I go in but I'm in table and I create the posts, correct? And then table automatically posts them all at one time. Let's just say 8 a.m., all 9 posts for that day.
If you have it in an outline. So you will have your post library. That's where you're going to actually be creating your posts. Okay. So you can schedule those to go out. Like if you want to do an individual post, you can schedule one at 8. You can schedule another one at 10. But what I do, I will create my posts in my library, and then those posts that are in your library, you can go ahead and move those to an outline. All right. And so I will, have my 9 posts, like I said, the beginning of the party. And I do have more than 9 posts in the party to start with. I probably do more than what I should. But I guess, I want people to know about, all of our, small appliances and everything and so forth. So I want to make sure I have all those main things in there and then some of the little products, and I have videos in there as well too. But you can put up to 16 posts in one outline. All right. So you can schedule them in one outline and you can go ahead and pop them in the party then, like I said, the day before or something, I will go ahead and have them all put in. Or I should say, I usually invite my hosts like on Friday. So I make sure I have my initial posts in there on Thursday. So when the host will go in there, to make sure she's in the party, that I can create her as the host and she can put her profile picture in there as well too. She can see all those posts there. I also have the host do a welcome post as well too, because you want to make sure that she is involved in the party and her friends can see that she's involved. So I ask her, please make a welcome post and comment on the posts that are in there. And throughout the week, I'll also say, okay, go ahead, tag some of your friends who have joined the party in the posts, because that will also draw them back into the party. And if they are personally tagged in something, they will get an extra email, just to them saying, hey, you've been tagged in this post, come back to the party and check it out. So tagging is another way to bring them back. And I do ask that the host does that. Okay.
Yeah, Connie, I think the big thing is we have to this is not Facebook. So we have to put that out of our head. And it's hard to do that because that's just what that's what you're into.
Exactly.
I'm having problems imagining what this looks like. And I'm just not, it's just not getting into my brain. I just don't have the whole concept of it all. So the host can make and create. Do we have to guide her in making and creating a post in Table as well? Does she have to be added or something?
All I'm doing, I'm not having her, nothing like that. Not like in Facebook, I would go ahead and send a picture with the verbiage to my host. Hey, go ahead, post this in the party today. I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm having to do just a welcome post, as far as saying, hey, thanks for joining in the party. I'm excited, so glad that you could join us this week. It can be something very simple. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but that way it's just a short welcome that her friends know, she's in the party too, and this is her party, because you want her to, or him, to take some responsibility for it.
Right.
So, and like I said, key thing is just having the host remind their guests to pop back in the party as well too, because that truly will make a difference. So, I'm just looking, I just wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, and I think I said a lot of them already, but yeah, go in on the 17th, check out the outlines that are there, do the trainings, watch those videos. It's going to make so much more sense when you can actually see it, most definitely, and do it. And I mean, think about too, when we first started doing virtual parties on Facebook, were you kind of like, oh, how do I do this? It was scary, especially.
Yeah, that it was terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I was a cooking show consultant. I mean, I always did cooking shows, virtual parties. It's like, that's not my thing, and then I would toy with, doing a little bit here, a little bit there. COVID hit, we had to do it, and so you learn by doing, and it's going to be the same thing with this. You're going to learn by
it. I mean, it is too, because virtual parties too, when they first started, Janet, they were the first one that I ever did, you guys, they were called, you did them for an hour and you literally posted every 5 minutes for an hour. And I kept a notebook right next to me and I was cutting and pasting from a document. And it was the most agonizing hour That's what it was awful. It was awful. You know, I mean, so it's like all these tests and trials, and that's the one thing is that that's what they've been doing for the last year or so. And Janet's been in it since November. They've been trialing this and, you know, piloting this and trying to figure out. And that's why now they feel like it's ready for us to all do it, because they've kind of worked out the kinks. They've added features that they feel are necessary and that the consultants have given them feedback on. And so it is going to be one of those things that you're not going to be able to wrap your brain around it until you're in doing it, I'm sure, completely. That's kind of how when I tried Squee a couple summers ago when we were all having so much trouble with Facebook. So.
Because they had just revamped it. And so like I had just done 5 shows this past week, 5 virtual parties, and I used the exact same template for all of them, which is nice because you can on table. You don't have to change anything. It can be the exact same verbiage. It can post at the exact same time. You will never get thrown in table jail, like, sorry, jail, like Facebook jail. So it's awesome. But because they've made all these changes, I'm still learning too, because they've changed things up on us. And is it perfect right now? No, it's still not perfect. But with anything, there will always be bugs along the way that they will continue to work out and work through it. And they really have asked for our feedback, you know, on this, you know, hey, what's working? What should we see tweaked and so forth? Whereas, you know, as of like 2 weeks ago, we didn't have that outline format that they added now. And it's awesome.
So probably the biggest question that I have is thinking back to when I was trying to transition from Facebook to Squee a couple summers ago, because we were having so many Facebook issues. My biggest problem was getting people to understand that this was not on Facebook. Like, so how did you make the transition with your host to say, this is what I'm doing now? And how are you getting them to join in on table?
Well, I'm really not. I'm just telling you, just so you know, I'm excited about our party. It's not going to be on Facebook. Pampered Chef has a new platform called Table, and that's where our party's going to be. And the nice thing about it is that, you know, on Facebook, Facebook is getting so finicky that, you know, they boot you out for no reason. You can't invite, you know, a number of people at once. You know, it's cutting you back on so many things. And number one, not everyone sees everything on Facebook, you know, even if they are there. And not everyone is on Facebook. And so this is a great option because you don't have to be on Facebook. There is no app you have to download, that you just give them the link and everyone can join in on the party.
And are you having them send that out like always, like Facebook message, texting, email?
I will actually, I send them a text as far as this is the invite. You can just forward it to your friends.
Okay.
And basically the invite says, you know, I'm excited. I'm having a virtual Pampered Chef party. It's online. It is not on Facebook.
Okay.
You know, it's a new platform that Pampered Chef has called Table. You know, here's the link. You know, join in, invite your friends as well too.
Okay. Because I know that, I heard a couple consultants that are still setting up Facebook groups. And so I was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah. And there are some that do.
Okay.
You know, I don't.
Okay.
You know, because some will set up a Facebook group and then from there, they will attach a link to Table. And so you can, you know, but then in that Facebook group, just letting them know, hey, I'm having this virtual party, but it's not on Facebook. Click on this link and that's where you're going to see all the action.
Okay.
You know, and if they're doing that on Facebook, they're going to have to, you know, maybe once a day, you know, have the host go into Facebook if you have that group and just say, hey, don't forget to check back in the party. You don't want to miss this recipe that was posted today, or there's a fun game, or check out this product, you know, something like that.
And Janet, did you say at one point that once the 17th, which I think is Tuesday, hits, that can we, because this is what I did with my Facebook parties, is I'd create a fake party and I'd
Yes.
have nobody but myself, and I'd
Yes.
schedule the posts to go out. So then I could see how it would look. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely do that test party, and, call it Connie's test party
Yeah.
and go
And I'm
ahead.
so glad they're doing this. I mean,
Yes.
I'm thrilled that I have 2 whole weeks before September comes, when then I have to pretend like I know what the hell I'm doing.
And the thing is, like I said, they are going to have outlines there for you that you can use their outline. You can tweak it. You can put your own in there as well too.
Okay, so you can add to a pre-done
Yeah.
outline. Okay, that's what my biggest thing was, because to me, I have always done an outline for the team to use at the beginning of each season, but I'm not going to do that this season. I think this is where we need to start. Everybody needs to go to table. So, and the outline is there. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I mean, I already told you guys that at the team meeting this month, so that's what we're gonna do. I want to encourage you to use this.
And
Is there a help desk if you run into problems while you're playing? Is there someone that we can call? That's a PC that says, oh, no, you can't do that or whatever.
I wanted to mention too, just like we have, ChefBot, just on the website, they added that on there as well too. So you can ask.
Okay, so we can have like a help desk. Okay.
Well, it would just be the Solution Center, Connie.
Okay.
Well, Solution Center really does not have anything to do with table.
Oh, okay, so it's not still just,
No.
Is there like a place to call though then for table?
Not really, I mean, it used to be, but now they have changed that. And now, because it's going to be everyone coming in now, instead of just that small little pilot group, which the pilot group has grown and grown as well too. But that's why they added that ChefBot. So you can click there and you can ask questions there, and that should also lead you to some answers that you need as well too.
And now, Janet, did you say that they have these outlines out there, but basically one outline is one day?
Correct.
So if they have 7 outlines out there, that's one for each day for 7 days.
Correct. But you can tweak it however you want. Like I said, like for me, I put the majority of my posts in before the party starts. And because you can only put like 16 posts in an outline, I actually had like 2 or 3 outlines that I put in right away. And now your outlines, just like on Cinch Share or Post My Party, you have like the first one, from the top one, your second post, your third post, your fourth post, how you want it to post in the party. Okay. So that's how your outline is going to post. Whatever's at the top, that's going to be at the top of the page. Now, because I wanted to put in like, let's say 2 outlines right away. I want, my very first post is going to be up here. My last post is down here. And same as like with my next outline, what I want to post like more at the bottom, if you're following me. So like my welcome post is number 1, but maybe my very last post is going to be, I don't know, on a product or something. So if this is group 1 that I have my welcome post in, this is group 2, and I want my welcome post at the top, the first thing that they see. My second outline is what I'm going to schedule first. Okay. So that will go in first. My next outline will go on top of it. So when they're scrolling, my welcome will be on the top, and then they'll go down in order. Does that make sense?
No.
Are you following? No?
It doesn't, just because we haven't seen it, but so it's almost like you're reversing your order, kind of.
Right. And so it's kind of like, and then like each day after that, those outlines will pop up on the top. Okay. Because they're coming in later. And so like I will usually put in like either a game, a recipe, and maybe a short little video that I do, and make videos yourself if you want to, upload them to YouTube, and then put them right in there. and you can embed them in there. Same thing on, oh, this is really cool. When you go on to marketing imagery and there's a video, and I think next to it, there are like 3 little dots, it says more, you can copy link and you can direct into it. You don't have to download that video to your and then up it. So, and you're not taking up space on your computer because you're not downloading it on your computer. You're just copying that link to the video, popping it directly into your party, and it will play.
And then it's in your outline. So
Yes.
the next time you use that outline for
Yes.
Saturday, it's just automatically going to go in.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're going to put that in your post, and maybe you're all these different things, it's on, and then you're going to attach that video right in there. And so you're going to save it. And that way, when it goes in there, it's right there and it'll play for you. So, and like I said, once you do it and you look at it and you see it, it will make so much more sense. But I love the format of it. I just think it looks so much more professional on table versus compared to Facebook. It's nice, and just play around with it. And like I said, don't be afraid. Don't get frustrated. Do the training. Have you done the dash training already?
Half of it.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. I was gonna wait till this week, just so I had it like back to back, you know what I mean?
Me too.
I saw your dash training, Janet.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad you saw it. So yeah, basically, if you saw me at conference, that's what you're going to see in dash too. But yeah, do the dash training, and then like that just gives you, a little bit of information. But once you get on table, do the videos in the topics, and it's under I think it's content manager. And then you're going to see those videos under the topic tips.
Now,
and like I said, watch each one and it walks you through everything.
now, can we, if we have somebody who loves us and knows us, can we, as of some point, request that they add us to their show so we can see how this is going and feel how it, because I like to have the guest experience as well as to, okay, I'm invited to this show. How am I getting into this show? I want to know how to explain it to people when I'm talking to them.
Yeah, at this point, we are not able to do that yet because it's not live for everyone. After it's live for everyone, I believe you can do that.
Okay.
But at this point, we're not able to do that.
And Sarah, she was saying too that you can do a test party.
I know.
So
I know.
That's what I'm kind of wondering, if maybe as like my team, like maybe we'll do a test party like together. Just
Another cool thing, and this is what I'm going to do for my team meetings now. They are going to be on table because they have the video conference room. There is no limited time. You can do your meeting. You're not going to get booted out at 40 minutes, because otherwise with Zoom, you have to pay, if you want longer than 40 minutes. And so this way, and it's set up just like this, that you can see everybody, and people can talk, you're going to see the little squares. You can spotlight someone to make them bigger. And so it's kind of cool. And so you can do live in your table parts as well too. And when you're doing a live through that video conference, when you click in, people who have given you their phone number, they're going to get a text message saying, it's like, oh, it's live now, pop in the party, so you can do that. One thing, when you do a live, it will not stay. And so, like when you do a live on Facebook, it stays there so people can come back later and look at it. It won't be that way. So once you get out, you just have to delete the post that says, join here, to see the video, because there is not going to be a video, because it is specifically, you have to be on at that time to see it.
So if we're going to do a demo or something like that, we'd be wiser to record it and download it into YouTube so we can not be doing video demos time
Right.
and time again. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that way it's going to be there and everyone can see it, but maybe you want to do, where the host wants to have just a little social time, that people can see each other, and maybe a time just to ask questions, or maybe just do something, short and sweet. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to use the deluxe cooking blender. I'm going to make some peanut butter. I'm going to hop on live. And actually this last week, I wanted to play around with it and try it. And so I went into 2 parties and I was going to make peanut butter and no one popped in, so I didn't make my peanut butter yet.
How do you
So,
interact with your guests? Like in Facebook, like when I'm playing games and we're talking and I'm creating a way of communicating and getting to know the customers.
Mhm.
And how do you do that through table? I know you said like text and
Right.
email and that kind of stuff, but is there like,
Yeah.
sometimes I'm right on back and we're having conversation, whereas I don't see that happening through text as much.
Well, if someone is you get some guests that will interact on table, and through the different posts that you're posting, they will answer the questions, or they'll say, hey, this is what my score was in this game. And by the way, table will be coming out with games that you can go ahead and use in the parties as well too, which is really kind of cool. And so if they are responding right there, I will respond right there as well and maybe ask them a question, or like I said, if you're not getting that interaction, like I said, I like to go ahead, start that interaction right off the bat when I welcome them with my text or with my email, and just asking them, hey, what is your favorite product? Are you familiar with Pampered Chef or not? And then not everyone will get back to you, but some people do. And then you can kind of start that relationship there and go from there. Or if someone makes a post, like maybe there's a post on the air fryer, and it's like, oh, I really want that in my kitchen. That looks awesome. It's like, yeah, it is awesome, and then follow up with them and say, hey, you know what? I know that you're talking about that you really wanted that air fryer. Did you know this month you could get it, 25% off if you just purchase it, but you can put a half price item on top of it. Or next month, and by the way, next month, if your August is filled already, for you personally, let them know next month, new products are going to be there, and you can also get it 60% off. What do you think? And so it's just, through the text and so forth, yeah, you are going to build a relationship that way as well too, because like I said, not everyone, and even on Facebook, not everyone, comments on things.
Is it harder for you to identify those rock star guests to go after bookings or recruits or things like that? Did you find it harder or not really?
I don't know, not really. It just kind of depends. Every party is different, and just look for that interaction. Are they responding, in the party, or if they're not responding in the party, are they responding to you, when you're sending the text? And I mean, you can follow up with everyone. I mean, personally I always follow up and thank every guest for their order as well too. Whether it's personally calling them or shooting them a text as well too.
Okay.
But no matter truly the key to anything is follow up, as I'm sure everyone knows.
Yep, got to do the legwork.
Yeah. Yeah, and your host.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions did you have anything more you wanted to kind of say, Janet, or?
Janet, I got a question.
Yes.
This is Lori. How many days do you run the party? Did you shorten them from what a Facebook party would be, or?
Well, everyone does it different. Some people do a 3-day party, some do a 7-day party, whatever. I've done a 5-day party. I typically run mine 5 days. I run them Monday through Friday. And so Friday, I am in contact with my host, letting them know, hey, you know what? Your party starts on Monday. I'm excited. Today, this is what you need to do. You need to, number one, join the party. I will then make you the host. But when you go in there, upload your profile picture, because it's personalizing the party. Right. You're also going to want to put your welcome post in there right away as well too, and comment on some of the posts that are there. Then your job over the weekend is to personally invite them. And I'm going to send you a text invite that you can just forward to your friends, but you want to invite them individually. Do not send it as a group text message. People get very upset with that. You know, and so they,
are you giving them like are you like with Facebook, we would always say like 100 people. Like, are you doing like, is there a recommended amount of guests to invite?
what I've been recommending is that I tell them, number one, you want to over invite. And our goal is to have 30 people join the party, because of those that join, typically about half of them will order. So you're gonna have 15 orders there. And with 15 orders, you're typically around $1,000 in sales. And so I tell them, you want 30 people there, but not everyone is gonna go ahead and join the party. So you really wanna invite at least 40 to 50, if not more. And so that's where, you know, you're personally inviting, but then also when you go on Facebook, that will reach out to more people as well too, that you may have forgotten about. And it's never too late to invite someone until after the party is over. So even if there's one day left and all of a sudden you think of someone, go ahead and invite them. You know, and tell your friends that they can invite their friends as well too. So.
Anybody else? And I mean, of course, Janet's accessible, that if we have a question, we can email her, you know, or message her later too. So anybody else have anything? I know it's one of those things that's not really going to make sense until we start doing it. That's just
Exactly
how it is. I mean, complete sense, you know,
right.
but you know, probably with your customers and your potential hosts, you know, if you're going to start doing this right from the get-go, you're just going to have to say, you know, just be excited about it and say, I want you to, you know, we're the first direct selling company to have anything like this. And, you know, it's going to be an exciting new way to party. And I'd like you to be one of my first hosts for it. Just get excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Uh-huh. Were you using a scheduling service, Janet?
I have to say, this was really helpful, Janet. It makes me relax a little bit with all of it.
Yeah.
Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, I was using SynShare when I was on Facebook. Now keep in mind,
cancel it or did you freeze it?
I am canceling it. Well, I have a year subscription to it. I pay, you know, by the year instead of monthly, because, you know, I'm all about saving money.
Mm-hmm.
And so mine actually renews in September, and I'm going to be canceling it, you know, because you cannot use SynShare or Post My Party on table.
Yeah. That's what I was like, you know, it might be something that somebody, because you do have the capability, girls, if anybody does use SynShare, like you can freeze your account too. So it only gets charged for like $2 a month. But it saves all your posts then from your previous stuff. So, because I do use SynShare sometimes for my VIP page. I use it sometimes for my team page. So I might still hold on to it for a while and see, you know what I mean? So you can freeze it though, girls, if you didn't know that. You don't want to pay your $10 a month. So. Okay, anybody else? Otherwise, we'll let Janet go and let you guys be done for the night. I appreciate you jumping on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Janet, for all your info. That's, you know, I just, obviously, like I said, we're not going to understand it fully till we see it. But sometimes if you can just get those little bit of tips to kind of make you feel like, okay, let not your stomach not in knots about it. Because believe me, I hate change. So, and I was going to jump in at the same time you did in November when Pam had that training for us.
Yeah.
Well, then that was when I landed in the hospital, and then I'm just like, I can't like add one more thing to my plate right now. So
yeah, and that's just it. When there was that training, that's when I jumped in, and then there was also the shared rewards.
mm-hmm.
So I jumped in on that as well. And so I was kind of like, oh my God, there's shared rewards, you know, there's table. It's like, what am I going to do? But I thought, you know what? I want to get in both of them. And so I did.
Yeah.
You know, if there's something that you really want to do, you will do it. You will make it work.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, just do the trainings. You know, they're there to help you. And like I said, the videos on there, they're awesome. And I think once you get going, and just take baby steps, because like I said, when I looked at this 2 weeks ago after the changes they made, it's like I felt like I was starting all over. And whereas for you, if you've never done it before, this is going to be like, oh, this is what you do. Whereas I had to retrain my brain as far as, because this is how I was doing it before, but now they have updated and made these new changes, which are awesome. You know, I do love it. So I think you're like it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Janet, for taking time. If nobody else has any questions, I'll get you guys off of here. I really appreciate it, Janet. And if we have some questions, we'll reach out to you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me. Have a good night.
That sounds great. Thank you. And girls, if you haven't RSVP'd for recipe night Wednesday in your local, you know, make sure you get on there and sign up for a thing. Thank you, Janet.
You're welcome.
Bye. So make sure you get on there and sign up for a time. We don't have a ton of people coming, so I would love for more people to come. My kitchen is not in shambles yet. They pretty much just got the basement finished for the most part. There's a couple of trimming stuff needs to do. So I think it's still gonna be a couple more weeks before the kitchen gets started. So I thought we'll go ahead and do it here. So if anybody else is, Lori, are you coming down this month? Lori Reeds? Am I froze?
Sorry, I was trying to, no,
Oh,
I was
no,
trying
it's
to.
okay. I was
figure
like, are you coming down?
Well, we're come. We've got a lot to do.
Okay, no
Our
problem.
moving sale. So we're
Gotcha.
gonna be spending probably every waking moment. We've got a lot of stuff to haul out of the house.
Oh, I know. Believe me.
Oh, yeah, we're
I
going down.
have to start doing that too.
Yeah, we're going down Tuesday and I hope we are giving ourselves enough time, but we got a lot of furniture to haul out of the house and
Oh,
Mary says it's not going back in, so I have to sell it or give it away or something, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, almost everything that's left in the house has got to go out and
Yeah.
I'm a little overwhelmed.
Oh, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. So I completely get it. So, all right. Well, thanks you guys for jumping on tonight. And I think I'll see some of you on Wednesday. Okay. See you guys later. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Hey, Kelly.
Thanks, Kel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
I'll
Kelly.
RSVP right now.
Oh,
I'll do it on
perfect. Yeah.
Facebook too, but I'll come.
Perfect. Thanks, hon.
Yep.
Yeah. Just go on and sign up for a food too then. Okay.
Okay. Sounds
Okay,
good.
great. Thank you. Bye, Dom. See you later.